Okay, first tutorial for the TCC or Train Carts Coasters plugin. And the very first thing you need to learn to do is get yourself the track editor. So the command is TCC give, right, and that'll give you the track editor. Now to navigate this track editor, it's a simple what is it, WADX, I think it is, or WADS, WSAD, whatever, your simple movement stuff. So where it's highlighted in red with the yellow arrows, you hit the A and the D and you move us across the pages on the track. Okay. Disabled obviously hides all the bits and pieces and just leaves you with a nice looking train track. Building track mode allows you to start putting down nodes and running lines to get your smooth track, and we're using this one a lot. Adjusting the track allows you to grab the nodes and move them around to adjust to where you want to put them. Change direction, it's more of that. That's more of a banking issue, banking option here that you can move things around. Haven't used it a whole lot. Haven't really seen the need for it just yet. Change rail block we don't use. Manage animations we don't use. I haven't looked into it. Track objects. This is the one that we used for the track model out of the to make the lines look like a train track. I'll show you more about that a little bit later on, and that's the last one. So moving back, let's go to build track. Now if we go hit the S button, we go down to build node. Let's get out here. I'm all over the place. Down to build node. Now if we hit F, we put it into our hot hand. Now what you can do here is you can plonk, if you hit the right click button, you've made a node. All right, and it's a switch. Don't worry about what it looks like here. This is just my resource pack, but you'll get a lever in that spot. Now if you click and hold the right mouse key, it'll center this into the block. So if I hold it now, yeah, lifted it up and it's centered it. Okay, which is good. Now, all we need to do is to make a line, we just go a bit further up, pop another one down, and there's your line. If we right click and hold that, it centers it, and that line is dead straight with all of the other ones. Now, if I go off the block here, come around this side a little bit, watch what happens. Notice how it bends around, but it's not just a straight bend, it's a curve back and it's around, right, it goes back. Now say we wanted to have this line here straight. Let me just go, say if you want to undo something, by the way, we just go TCC undo, takes us back to where we are. Now let's say we wanted to make a bend, but we wanted to make this, leave this one straight, right? All we need to do, if we left click on a node, that's where we extend our line from. Okay, so when you're ready to extend a line, make sure the lever is highlighted. All right, if we want to keep this line straight, what we do, click another one, so there's two together, right click to straighten it. Now when we come over here, all right, and hit a node, notice how you get a bend, but this line stays straight. Okay, the bend goes from basically curves around to here. Now if we wanted to go a 90-degree bend, if we put a second one just here, actually let's just center that and put another one here, center that. Notice now that that one's straight here and we have a 90-degree bend going around. Okay, if you look at it from above, that's the bend. Now you can make that as large and as small as you like, it doesn't matter. I've done it over hundreds of blocks and it curved. Now another thing we can do, say you want to get rid of these nodes and you don't like them, we just go arrow down to delete node. Actually we need to keep this hand. Delete node, hit the space bar, it deletes it. See how it's highlighted again? It deletes it, takes you back to the next node. Hit F, take it back, and we're into here. Now let's say I want to make an S bend, right? So let's go back to F, put into build and connect. right click. Now, if we want to make an S-bend, all we need to do is come over to where we want to make our next track, say here somewhere, put a node down, center it, and put a node down in the same direction. Just there. Note, perfect S-bend. Okay. So there's any number of things you can do here. We can move it. So if we wanted to move this and have it come at a 45-degree angle, say off to this direction, if we just go arrow up and D across to adjust track, and we can take this and we can go, all right, so this is one, when we go two across, so we just drag it across and it's centered already. And now we have a bend going into a 45-degree angle. Is that one straight? Now notice it does curve around a bit. That's just the anomalies of the line. We can do a little bit of adjustment here. We can take this one and bring it across to a point like that, which smooths it out a little, but again, you run the risk here of bending this nice straight line here. Okay. Personally, I just let it go. I just let it sit like that, and over a while it'll just curve. It'll be fine. It'll be a smooth line. Keeps the train track smooth. Now I'm only doing on a small example here. All right, so that's why when you'll always see two levers side by side, is because I want to keep a section of the line straight, and then I'm going to move into my curve or into my S-bend or however I want to do it. All right, so I always start with two, end up with two lines to keep the back section straight. Now the other good thing about this is I usually put it one block apart from the other, because if I need to add a node, and we can do that, just go back to build tracks. If we hit shift and left click, so I've highlighted the two, and then we right click, we can put a node in between. Now it doesn't affect anything at all, but this is handy because what we can do now is we can put another node over here and create ourselves a T-intersection. Okay, and again we keep that straight, so these now become the two straight areas, and then you can send off another line, say over here somewhere, here to here. Notice the curve stays straight and you've got a T-intersection. And on this node is where we put our information to say, well, there's a switching track. We need to go that way, we need to go that way. Okay, so that's fairly easy. And I'll get into those signs a little bit later on. Okay, so that'll be it for this this little lesson. So it gives you an idea of how the tracks work and how they're laid out. And it's pretty straightforward. All right, so I'll cut it there and I'll start moving into the next tutorial.